Amarpal, age 36 from New Delhi, meets with an accident and gets hospitalized in Kanpur. He gets a hospital bill of 1,14,000 rupees and guess what? The insurer rejects the claim after 5 months of back and forth. Manoj Shah, age 54 from Ahmedabad, gets a heart attack and guess what? The insurer again rejects the claim. But Manoj fights back and goes to the insurance ombudsman and then finally the insurer settles the claim. I can share hundreds of such examples where people are not getting their health insurance paid properly, and if you have had some bad or good experiences, let me know in the comments and let's help each other out. But more importantly, this happens because there are T's and C's with lots of asterisks in the policy document that we ignore. And if you want to avoid such situation happening to you, this video is for you. Because in this video, I'll speak about 10 crucial T's and C's that you must read before you sign up for an insurance policy. Before I start, a big shout out to Ditto Insurance who is helping me produce this content so that common people of India can be made aware about health insurance gotchas. With that, let's get this video cracking. Check number 1 is Copay. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to buy a health insurance policy with a coverage of 5 lakh rupees. You have policy A that is going to charge you 7,000 rupees per year premium, and you have policy B that is going to charge you 25% less. So around 50-200 rupees per year is the premium in the policy B. But in policy B, you also have 20% of Copay. Now, which policy are you going to go with? Please do not even think about policy B, which is coming with a less premium but with a 20% copay, because you're going to regret it later. Because if you go to Ditto's website, they've explained this with a very good example that if you get a hospital bill of let's say 2 lakh rupees in policy B, because you have a copay of 20% of 2 lakhs is 40,000 rupees, you will have to pay minimum 40,000 rupees out of your pocket. Okay, Rahul, but I have saved premium 1,800 rupees per year and that's good enough. It is not, because in order for you to recover your money, 40,000 rupees, it is going to take you 22 years of time, which in my view is a crazy deal. You should never go for an insurance policy that has copay just because it is cheaper. Then comes the check number 2, even more important, a check called disease sublimit. For example, a good insurance company comes to you and say that we can give you a health insurance policy for 5 lakhs of cover and you only have to pay 6,000 rupees of premium. Then comes the bad insurance company and says that for 6,000 rupees of premium, we can actually give you more cover. We can give you 10 lakh rupees of coverage. Please take our policy. Please, before you go and take the bad insurance company's policy, make sure you are checking the disease sublimit, because more often than not, what these companies will do is they will cover you for a higher health insurance, 10 lakh rupees, but inside the policy, they will keep some T's and C's around disease sublimit. For example, they might say that in case of the heart attacks, they will only cover bill settlement up to 2 lakh rupees. Now imagine you get a hospital bill, unfortunately, and you get 3 lakh rupees of bill. Although you have 10 lakh rupees of coverage with bad insurance company, you are only going to get a claim of up to 2 lakh rupees. What is the point of having a health insurance cover of 10 lakh rupees if it can't even cover you for 10 lakh rupees of bill? That's the point where many people get it wrong and get looted by the insurance companies. Now these bad insurance companies, what they will do is they will report that, hey, we have settled a claim. Our claim settlement ratio is 99.99%. But the fact of the matter is that they are not fully settling the claims because of these numerous T's and C's. So we really need to be careful. So next time, whenever you're buying any health insurance policy, please make sure you check what are the disease sublimits and compare policies on the basis of not just the premium or not just the cover amount. You must check the disease sublimits. That's the second T's and C's we have to understand. Check number 3 is who is going to actually help in the claim settlement process. This is the most important check out of the 10 checks, because even if you do all the other 9 checks, it is entirely possible that your insurance company may reject your claim on some grounds that are not even there in the policy. For example, just a few days back, this was in the news that insurance claims because of dengue in patients in Kolkata were getting rejected. And the grounds of these rejections were that unless your platelet counts are not dropping to a level, you are not needing any hospital, therefore we will not give you claim back. Now please understand the situation of a patient that has got the confirmed case of dengue and wants to get admitted because he doesn't or she doesn't want to get their health deteriorated over a period of time. They don't want to take a chance because ultimately they have taken an insurance, they have got a confirmed case of dengue, they would like to get treated so that their health doesn't get worsened, and I don't think there is anything wrong in that, but insurance companies are rejecting those claims saying that your platelets are not down to a severely low level therefore we are not going to settle your claim. See, the point I am trying to tell you is that an insurance company can reject your claim on grounds that you might not be even able to understand. Therefore, we need somebody to help us out during the claim process. And this is where I'm deeply impressed with Ditto Insurance, because when I visited their Bangalore office recently and had a very long conversation with their founder, Shrihit Karkera, one new thing that I learned about Ditto Insurance was that they help their customers navigate through the claim process. This claim settlement advisory service can help customers like you and me in understanding what our rights are, and more importantly, how to assert our rights in case our claims get rejected. The Google rating for Ditto Insurance is 4.9, which speaks a lot about their customer services. Secondly, Ditto Insurance is a no spam insurance platform. Therefore, they are not pestering people with more SMS and more calls and things like that. They are offering 30 minutes free consultation with an expert advisor who can understand your personal needs and can suggest the options that are best suited for your conditions. Go to the link in the description or in the pinned comments, book your call with the expert advisor, sit back and relax and wait for your call. Check number 4 is room rent limit. This is such an important check that it can really leave a big dent in your claim process. For example, let's say you have a 5 lakh rupees of health insurance policy and unfortunately you get hospitalized. So you take a room that has a rent of 10,000 rupees per day. Now, if in your policy you don't have any room rent limit, so no room rent limit, and let's say you get hospitalized for 5 days, your room rent is going to be 50,000 rupees. And let's say your doctor fee and other charges comes out to be 80,000 rupees. You get a total bill of 1,30,000 rupees. You will get paid your 1,30,000 rupees provided you have all your checks intact. While if you took a policy that has 1% room rent limit, so this 1% is applied on the health insurance cover. So 1% of 5 lakh rupees is going to be 5,000 rupees, meaning that you cannot take a room that is going to exceed 5,000 rupees of per day charges. But since you did not read the policy, you were not aware of this room rent limit. Therefore, for 5 days, your room rent is going to be 50,000 rupees. But when the bill comes, the insurance company is only going to pay 25,000 rupees from it. But more importantly, your doctor fee and other charges, let's say they come out to be 80,000 rupees, they will also deduct 50% out of it, because this room rent limit gets applied not only to the room rent, it also gets applied to many other charges, for example, doctor fee and many other charges. So here 50% you will have to pay out of your pocket. So in this example, second example, your bill would have come out to be 1,30,000 rupees, and guess what? Just because of 1% room rent limit, you are only going to get paid 65,000 rupees, and you will have to bear 65,000 rupees out of your pocket. Please, please, please make sure that in your policy you do not have any room rent limit, even though it may mean slightly higher premium to be paid upfront. Check number 5 is restoration benefit that many people don't even understand. Even if they read the policy, they can't really make anything out of it. Let me give you a very, very simple example. For example, let's say you and your spouse has a health cover of 5 lakh rupees in one policy. And let's say, unfortunately, in the month of January, one of you get hospitalized and you get a bill of 4 lakh rupees. Your company is happily paying this 4 lakh rupees, and you have now remaining cover left is 1 lakh rupees for the remaining 11 months of time. Now, unfortunately, let's say if one of you again need to be hospitalized in the next 11 months, and if you have the second bill your way, and let's say if the second bill is 3 lakh rupees, then in the absence of restoration benefit, if your policy do not have restoration benefit, then out of this 3 lakh rupees, only 1 lakh will be covered by the insurance policy, and the remaining 2 lakhs you will have to be paying from your own pocket. If your policy had the restoration benefits, then what typically happens is that after the first bill, when you had 1 lakh rupees left in your policy, this 1 lakh rupees will be restored back to your original cover of 5 lakh rupees. So in that case, if the second bill comes out to be 3 lakh rupees, you don't need to pay from your pocket, because your remaining cover 1 lakh rupees got restored back to the 5 lakh rupees. So this is a simple explanation of restoration benefit. But nowadays many insurance policies are claiming that they're providing the restoration benefit, but they are hiding it in 2 T's and C's. Terms and condition number 1 is that are they only giving you one-time restoration, or 2-time restoration, or multiple unlimited times of restoration. For example, in my policy, I get unlimited restoration. T's and C number 2 you need to check is that does the restoration benefit exclude the same disease or not? And if it does, that means that if you get hospitalized the second time for the same disease, then your company is not going to restore your health cover. Please make sure you check these two conditions out. They are very, very important. And this is the difference between a very good policy and a bad policy in my view. So far, if you're liking the video, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments a simple thank you. It will motivate me to come up with such content for you at zero cost. With that, let's move to check number 6, which is pre and post hospitalization charges. In my policy, I have 60 days of pre-hospitalization charges covered and up to 180 days of post-hospitalization charges covered. Pre-hospitalization charges are very, very important, especially in India, because before we get hospitalized, we might need to undergo medical tests. We might need to take a second opinion or even third opinion, because nowadays it's very difficult to believe a hospital or a particular doctor, because hospitals in India have commercialized and we really are not sure whether we are getting the right advice or not. Of course, not every doctor or every hospital is doing it, but there are many cases where we are seeing commercialization of health in India, right? So we as patients tend to take second opinion, third opinion. We might undergo various tests, and all of these charges before you hospitalize get covered under pre-hospitalization charges, right? So in my case, all the charges from 60 days before the hospitalization are covered as long as I get hospitalized for the same disease that I was diagnosed before the hospitalization was done. Likewise, once we are discharged from hospital, there may be multiple follow-ups. There may be multiple tests done after the hospitalization. So all these charges up to 180 days is what in my policy is covered. I would highly recommend that you minimum go for 30 days pre-hospitalization charges and 30 days of post-hospitalization charges. Of course, more is better in this case. As in my case, I've gone with a policy that has 60 days pre and 180 days post. Now, just in case you are wondering that, Rahul, why don't you tell us your health insurance policy? I'm not telling you the name of the health insurance policy because tomorrow the terms and conditions of my policy might change completely, right? And I want to give you the principles rather than giving you the policy recommendation, right? Hope that is very, very clear. And with that, let's move to check number 7. Check number 7 is waiting period. You have to watch out for two types of waiting period. Yes, even within the waiting period, you have types. Insurance companies have made it really, really hard for us to use insurance. But anyways, let me now explain you these two waiting periods. Type number 1 is the waiting period for pre-existing disease. For example, if somebody has already undergone a minor heart operation, then what happens is that you might need to wait up to 2 years or 3 years before you utilize your policy for heart related further operations. Okay, Rahul, what if I don't declare my previous heart condition? Well, in my view, that's even a worst mistake you could do, that you're not declaring your pre-existing conditions, because believe me or not, insurance companies are much better than CID cops. Daya kuch gadbad hai type and they will find out. They will very, very easily find out and they will entirely reject your claim on the grounds that you did not declare your pre-existing disease. So please never make this mistake. The only thing you could do is, before you take a health insurance policy, please discuss with your agents. There are policies out there where you can discuss and get your pre-existing disease period down to a minimum level by paying some extra premium. Please consult with your advisor, and if you're not yet sure, please call Ditto Insurance. They will help you out understand your options. Then comes the second waiting period, which is waiting period for specific disease. For example, hernia, joint replacement. A lot of insurance companies have a waiting period for specific disease, and it may last up to 2 years and even 3 years. What they are essentially trying to do is that if you want to take health insurance claim for these specific list of disease, then you first have to pay premium to us for at least 1 year, 2 year or 3 years. Then only you can use this health insurance services to claim your money back. I mean, by the time you pay premium for the 3 years or 2 years of time, you might as well get treated by using the same money in a hospital, right? So my point is that please make sure that you're checking out for what is the waiting period for this specific disease, so that at least you understand what your options are, and before you go and take a medical treatment, you are fully aware that whether your claim is going to get rejected or not. Check number 8 is daycare treatment. Any treatment that needs to be done in a hospital but takes less than 24 hours can be categorized into daycare treatment category. For example, dialysis. For example, appendicitis. Now, a lot of insurance companies will only pay the claim if you get hospitalized for a minimum of 24 hours of duration. And this is where the daycare feature comes really, really handy. And a good example could be that if you go to Ditto's website, you will see that if, let's say, you all of a sudden have a pain in your tummy and you think that you need to go to see a doctor, and if your doctor says that it is appendicitis, I need to operate you immediately and it is going to cost you, let's say, 80,000 rupees, but they will discharge you the same very day. In that case, the daycare treatment feature that you have in your policy could be really handy because it will cover you for the treatment because it is less than the overnight stay. Now, opting for daycare treatment in my view is absolutely must have. It is not going to increase your premium by much, but it will give you that flexibility that if you need to be hospitalized for less than 24 hours of time, at least you've got it covered. Check number 9 is exclusions. Important section that you must read in your insurance policy. For example, what you see on the screen is the exclusion conditions in my insurance policy. Shorter this list is, better it is, because you don't want to have a lot of exclusions written down in your policy. And guess what? Cheap insurance providers will do exactly that. They will put a lot of exclusion conditions in the policy that you won't even read. Therefore, I would highly recommend you go and read your exclusion words by word. For example, here, dental treatment is not included in my policy, and I know that majority of the policy providers do not cover any dental treatment anyways, so I'm fine with that exclusion. There are some reasonable exclusions here which I'm absolutely fine, but please make sure that before you buy insurance policy, you ask your agent that please show me what are the exclusions you have included in the policy. Number 10 is the free annual health checkup. For example, in my policy, 5,000 rupees is provided for an annual health checkup for me and my wife. Now, just because my policy covers the free annual health checkup, what it will do is it will force me and my wife to go and undertake health check every single year, and that is very important because before we get sick, if we diagnose what is the underlying condition, it can help us really take care of our health. It's never about saving 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. Just because this feature is out there, we get some reminders and we book our annual health checkup, and that is extremely important in my view. So before you take any policy, please make sure you inquire that are you getting an annual health checkup as part of the policy or not. So I've gone through 10 crucial checks that we must do before buying a health insurance policy or renewing our health insurance policies. Once again, a big shout out to Ditto Insurance platform for helping me output this content. If you're looking to buy a comprehensive health insurance policy, check out Ditto Insurance platform and book a free 30 minutes call with their expert advisor. The link is in the description or in the pinned comments. With that, I'll see you in my next video. Until then, keep rocking.